Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with FX Market Insight for Tuesday, the 25th of August. All right, as we approach the start of the European session, it's been a pretty muted day of trading in Asia. Now, US equities closed up, so you'd have to think like a slight risk on, neutral to a slight risk on sort of sentiment, but we're not getting sort of uniform action across the currency pairs. You can see the dollar index slowly cruising to the top side, right? And dollar one is trading sort of sideways. Now, the sort of big takeaway news out of the day, I mean, Metastock are definitely sort of pushing it, is US, a big phone call between US and China, reconfirming or reaffirming commitment to phase one trade talks, right? Or a trade deal, right? We've seen this before, right? So I don't think the market's getting too caught up in this, but it's saying, this is the explanation. Usually when there's nothing happening, they start sort of generating a story to make it make sense, right? To keep you interested. So dollar on the back foot as trade talks boy Asian currencies. Well, you know what? They're not really moving at all. So I don't know what they're talking about now. Then you're starting to get into the US politics, but basically when it all comes down to it, there's not a lot of fresh news. And that's why, and I'll flick you over to the currencies here, that's why there's not a lot of action, right? We're still waiting. These currencies are in limbo, and I've just adjusted the trend lines. They're just trading sideways. We had that sort of move down in the Aussie, now sideways. Same with the Kiwi, moved down on the Euro, now trading sideways. Sterling was doing its own weird sort of price action, but it's following those pairs. We're starting to see dollar yen, well, it's trading sideways, but just up through that short-term trend line, and dollar CAD sideways as well. So I think we've still got it all to play for. Of course, we've got the Jackson's Hole Economic Symposium later this week. But right at the moment, if you're looking for trade ideas and really good ones, there isn't much around, okay? And this is because the trading conditions are pretty average at the moment. And that's because it's all various geopolitical events. Are the markets waiting for the Jackson's Hole stuff? Probably. Are they looking at the US-China stuff? Probably. The coronavirus stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So there's too many probablys instead of like certainties, right? So when you come back down and look at the technical direction across the major currency pairs, there's the longer term trends which are still lingering, right? The dollar's been coming off for since the first quarter. Now that's in play, but you know what? These trends are getting very thin. They're trading sideways almost. You've got to still say like the dollar's been going down and the other pair's going up. But I tell you what, short-term direction-wise, there is no sort of inkling of momentum or direction. Now, that could change very quickly. So when you come down, just keep an eye on things as they come through. Now, that Jackson's Hole Economic Symposium is until later in the week. Okay, so we do have some numbers here. Now, last week we had some German numbers out, which really did impact weak PMI data, followed up by strong US PMI data, and we saw that Euro move down. So keep an eye on Euro here. Now, there's a long break between the German iPhone numbers and the CB consumer confidence numbers out of the States. But, if we still get weakness in the business climate numbers, well, which you would expect, we may see Euro push down through 117.80. All right. Outside of that, you're really still waiting, right? There's plenty to play for. It's a long week. Right now, we aren't seeing the short-term direction coming from anywhere. So we're just going to wait. All right, guys, good luck if you're trading. Cheerio.